And we're going to start in Supta Baddha Konasana. If you guys can't hear me, you can't see me, just yell. But is this okay? Yes?
Good.
Okay.
You good? Yep.
Okay. I'm going to turn this up a little. So we're going to start on our backs with the soles of your feet together and your knees out wide. And early this morning, if you have like 2 blocks or 2 things to support underneath your knees, that'd be great. Just to not overstretch your hips. And you can just lay all the way down. Arms can be splayed out. And just start to find your breath. And as you start to just relax into the day, maybe you take notice of where your body is this morning. For me, I'm a little creaky. Maybe that's the rain. Maybe it's just the week, starting September. Let's start to let the week go. Take a big inhale through the nose. Feel the belly expand. Exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Last time here, big inhale. Hold it at the top. Take another sip in. And then you can exhale side out through your mouth. Your next inhale, you can hug your knees into your chest. Maybe just give a gentle rock. And then when you're ready, you can either rock over your shins to tabletop or come over to your side and make your way to your hands and knees. Now, from tabletop, I encourage a lot of movement. So maybe on your inhale, you drop the hips and you lean the hips back a little bit. And then you kind of give this big wave of an exhale as you push round through the upper back. Try that again. Inhale, take the weight off the wrists, back the hips up. And then exhale, big wave, pushing round. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, push round. Inhale, belly drops. Exhale, push round. Now, when you're ready, you can bring your toes together and then kind of wiggle your knees together so everything's in a straight line. I'll face you guys for this. And just bring your hands to your hips. Your right leg will come out to the side. So you're kind of kickstanded. And your left arm will extend up by your ear. Big inhale. Feel the length through the tips of the fingers. Then exhale, take a gentle side bend. Nice. Inhale back to center. And release. You can switch the legs out. Left leg will come out to the side this time. Your right arm comes up by the ear. Inhale, get long. And then exhale, side bend over, nice. Inhale, come back to center. And then make your way, if you can, you're comfortable doing this, sit back on your heels. If you don't love this, you can sit on a block in between your, I have it placed in between my ankles here, and that makes it a little bit more gentle for the front of the knee. But from your sitting back position, your right hand will come back behind you, and think of like taking a yawn stretch, reach up and back with that left arm, and then maybe you lift the hips a little bit. Yes, nice, you guys. Gaze can look up towards that left middle finger, maybe beyond it. On your inhale, come back through center. We'll move to the other side. Left hand comes a little bit behind you. Right arm extends up and back. And as you take that big yawn stretch, maybe you lift the hips. Inhale, come back through center. We'll take all of that one more time. Move up to your knees, standing, kneeling. Right leg will come out to the side. Left arm comes up high. Big inhale. Exhale. Extend as you take that side bend over to the left. My Alexa's talking in the background right now. Alexa, stop. I hate that thing. Inhale up through center. And then switch out. Right, left leg will come out to the side this time. Right arm comes high. Inhale, exhale, take a nice side bend over. Nice, you guys. Inhale, come back through center. And then as you come back to equal, knees on the ground, sit back onto your heels. Right arm will come kind of off to the right. Left arm extends high. And maybe as you reach up and through that arm, your hips lift off the ankles. As you inhale, move through center. Exhale, left arm extends behind you. Right arm comes high. Big inhale, and then exhale, stretch, maybe the hips lift. Inhale, come back through center. Like shake it out a little bit. I'm feeling kind of good. Yeah. And then when you're ready, come back to your tabletop. If you want, you can just kind of swish your spine around. I usually do these cat-cows in class when I'm feeling, like I said earlier, creaky. I think of like a butter churner. Like I drop my spine down, like my belly comes down, and then I kick my ribs to the left, push my spine up, and then my ribs come over to the right. Everyone try that. So your belly comes down, like you're in a cat-cow, like your regular cat. Ribs come over to the left, and then as you move them in a circle, they come up, pushing around the spine, and then kick them over to the right. Then the belly drops. Move over to the right this time. As you draw that circle, pushing around the spine when you come to the middle. Ribs kick to the left, and then they move down through center. Last time, over to the right with the ribs, and then push round the spine in the center at the top. Ribs move over to the left, And then belly drops, maybe you look forward, inhale. Push and round, exhale. Inhale, belly drops, tuck the toes. And as you push back, the hips lift up and back. As you get into your first down dog of the day. Definitely keep the knees bent this early, you guys. Think of really pushing into the pointer and the thumb finger. And maybe you start to pedal your feet out. So right knee bends, left knee straightens. You push into that opposite hand. And then switch. And with your knees bent, take weight in your legs. So by that I mean, you should be able to pick up your hands pretty easily. Look at your hands and move them like from where I am, mine are going directly under my face. And then push the hips back a little bit more. So my hands move back like 1.5 feet. And then I'm gonna widen my feet to the outer edges of my mat. Knees are still really bent. My belly's kind of resting on my upper thighs. And from here, take a big inhale. Maybe you take a gentle flat back. Exhale. Your right arm will come to the outside of your left leg as you take your twisted down dog. Yeah. Maybe you peek under that left arm at the spot in the ceiling where it meets the wall. Inhale, come back through center. And then exhale, left hand connects to the outer edge of the right heel, ankle. And you'll look underneath that right arm. Big inhale here. Exhale. Release, come back through center. Walk back out to your down dog. Your feet can come a little closer together. And inhale, raise the heels off the ground. You come up onto your tiptoes. Exhale, push the heels down. Couple more times. Inhale, raise the heels. Exhale, press the heels up, down and back. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more here. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Bend the knees and look forward. And just take some baby steps as you stroll to the top of the mat. Feet come to meet the hands. And kind of just hang out in forward fold for a second. Maybe your hands come to the ground. Maybe they can rest on blocks if they're near you. And when you're ready, your left hand will come to like your left low back. And for me, my right hand's gonna connect at the outer edge. I'll move this block so you can see. At the outer edge of my ankle, like we just did in Twisted Down Dog. And maybe you just kind of super bend into that right knee. And you just kind of twist open a little bit. So you're in like a twisted forward fold. Yes, nice, you guys. This looks good. How are you doing? Good. Move back through center. Shake it out a little bit, really gentle here. And then your left hand will connect to the outer edge of the right ankle. Right hand will come to your low back. And you'll super bend that left knee. Maybe take a gentle twist. The ribs kind of open to the side. To the right side. Inhale, come back down through center. Maybe you bend one knee at a time. And just gently kind of get your movement back. And when you're ready, bend both your knees, super bend them. And then you'll slowly roll up to the top. Inhale, arms come high. Exhale, hands to heart center. We doing good? Ready? Let's get into it. Inhale, your arms come high. Exhale, dive the body down into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, your right leg steps back, right knee gently touches down, take your low lunge. Inhale, your arms come high. Maybe you look in between your fingers. And then exhale, your hands will plant, surround the front foot. Tuck the back toes. Step back and lower into your low push-up. Inhale, forward facing dog. And then exhale, push back to your down dog. Inhale, that right leg comes high. Three-legged dog. And then you'll pull it in, knee to nose. Step on it. Left knee gently touches down this time. You're in your low lunge. Other side. Inhale, your arms come high. Nice. Exhale, your hands plant, surround the front foot. And as you tuck the back toes, you'll step forward to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Super bend your knees and roll all the way up to stand. Your arms come high. Shake your fingers out at the top. Maybe it's like a little rain dance. It's raining today. Exhale, dive the body down. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale as the hands plant. The left leg steps back first this time. Left knee gently touches down. You're in your low lunge. Arms rise. Inhale. And then as you exhale, hands plant, step back and lower through your low push-up. Inhale, forward facing dog. And then push back to your down dog. Left leg rises high here, three-legged dog. And then pull it in, knee to nose. You'll step on it. Right knee gently touches down. You're in your low lunge. Inhale, your arms come high. Nice. And then your hands will plant, surround the front foot. Tuck the back toes. And then make your way to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees. And then roll up. Arms come high. Variation 2. Exhale, dive the body down. Inhale, halfway lift. As you plant the hands, the right leg steps back this time. Touch down for low lunge. Inhale, your arms come high. And while your arms are up here, think of scooping the air. Activate the triceps. Wrap the biceps back towards your ears. Nice, you guys. Hands will plant. Step back and lower to your low push-up. Inhale, forward facing dog. And then big exhales, you push back to your down dog. Inhale, your right leg high here. Pull it in, knee to nose. And then you're gonna step on it. Your left hand will come close to the inside of your right foot. And if that's not comfortable for you guys, option to use a block here. So I'll use a block just to demonstrate. From this lunge, your right arm is gonna twist open. So you're in your twisting lunge right here. Big inhale. And as you exhale, think of twisting more, getting longer through that right arm. Exhale, come back down. You can tent your fingers in runner's lunge. And then you're gonna crawl so your right foot turns parallel to the top of the mat and you're in your side straddle. So, yes, perfect, you guys. Keep going. So walk to the back leg, your left foot. My left hand is on my left heel. My right hand is on my left toes. So you're in this kind of twisted straddle. And maybe you can take that same kind of peeking under the arm action, so you can peek under that right arm if that feels comfortable for you. This is a really nice side bend, kind of upside down. When you're ready, you can kind of crawl your way back to the front of the mat. Come back through your high lunge, or your runner's lunge. And then you're just gonna step to the front of the mat. Bend the knees, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees again. Prepare to roll up. Head's the last thing, arms come high. And then you'll dive your body right back down. Inhale, halfway lift. And as your hands plant, your left leg steps back first this time. Arms come high. From here, scoop the air, activate the triceps, and spin the biceps towards your face. Nice. Hands plant, tuck the toes, step back and lower through your low push-up. Inhale, forward facing dog. Exhale, push back to your down dog. Inhale that left leg high. Pull it in, knee to nose. Step on it. Same option here for a block. I'm going to use it again. My right hand will come onto the block or right next to my left foot. My left arm will twist open. Yes, for twisting lunge. These look good, you guys. Nice. Big inhale. Exhale, see if you can rotate those right ribs any more towards the left. Pressing through that back foot. Nice. Come back to your runner's lunge. Maybe you tent your fingertips. And you'll start to come up and crawl towards your straddle. Left foot parallels to the front of the mat. And then you'll keep walking to the back foot here. So my right hand is at my right ankle and my left hand is at my left toes. You're kind of in this twisted straddle. Option here to look underneath that left arm at the ceiling or whatever's kind of behind you. For me, it's my dresser. Your next breath, you'll start to move back to the front of the mat. And from your runner's lunge, just kind of get your feet underneath you, step to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, slowly roll up. Your arms will come high. And then hands to heart center. Nice. We're going to move into the 3 variations of Sun A. And it's going to get juicy. Let's get into it. Inhale your arms high. Exhale, dive the body down. Inhale, halfway lift. And as you plant the hands, step back, right foot first and then left to your high push-up. Hold it here for 5, 4, activate the legs, 3, breathe, 2, 1. Lower into your low push-up and then shift forward to your forward-facing dog. Push back to your down dog. Nice. Big inhale here. Exhale, open mouth. Inhale, come up on your toes, bend the knees. Maybe you take a big hop to the front of the mat. Or you can step or jump or somersault, whatever you feel this morning. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, slowly roll up. Your arms will come high. And then bring your hands to your hips. And step your feet out a little bit. There's like 4 fists in between my feet. Shake your hips. Shake it out. Shake it to the right. Shake it to the left. Yes. Good. Get your feet underneath you. Your left arm will come high. Big inhale here. And then exhale, take a gentle side bend. Up and over towards the right. Nice. Inhale, come back through center. Look up at the hand, shake your fingers, wave at yourself. Great job. Hand come back to your hip. Your left arm comes up into the air. Big inhale. Or your right arm, excuse me. My left. And exhale, you'll take a side bend. Nice, you guys. These look good. Inhale, come back through center. Maybe look at your hand. Shake your fingers out. Hand comes back to your hip. Shake it out. Round 2. Inhale, your arms come high. Exhale, dive the body down. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, step back, left foot first this time, and then right to your high push-up. From here, we'll hold it. We'll do those toe taps we did last week. So your right foot will come a little bit off the mat. Maybe you tap it to the right for 5. Tap the left foot out to the left for 5. Right foot 4. Left foot 4. Right foot 5. Left foot 5. Left foot 4. Left foot 4. 3. Ha ha ha. 3. I can't count. 2. 2. 1. 1. From your high push-up, shift forward, move through your low push-up. Inhale, forward facing dog. Exhale, push back to your down dog. Inhale, come up on your heels. Maybe you try and hop again. Maybe you float a little bit this time. Bend the knees and think of getting your hips up as you jump to the front of the mat. Nice. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, bend your knees. As you roll up to stand, your arms come high. Hands come to heart center. Next set of side bends. So, same thing. Feet are 4 fists apart. Your right arm will come high, right arm will come high. Big inhale here. Take that same side bend. And then think of your chest turning a little bit towards the ground. So it's like you're reaching into the back corner of your trunk for a shovel. Yes, these look good. Now your left hand will come to the outside of your right arm. And think of your belly button's gonna stay towards me, but your arm is gonna move. So like your finger is pointing almost to the wall behind you. Nice, you guys. Squeeze your glutes here. These look good. Gently release. That arm's gonna come behind you. This is the opera stretch. This is the reverse one. Think of like hitting a high opera note behind you. Nice. Beautiful. Hand comes down. Left arm comes high. And you'll side bend over to the right. You'll move into that reaching into your trunk stretch. So think of reaching a little bit forward as you take this side bend. These look good, you guys. Right hand will come to the outside of the left arm above the elbow. And your belly button will stay towards me, but you'll kind of direct that left arm towards the back wall. This one's intense. Big, deep breath here. And as you exhale, release. Take that upper stretch. Nice. Come back to center. Shake it out again. We have round 3. As you come to the front of your mat, you'll inhale your arms high. Exhale, dive the body down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, your hands will plant, step back, right foot, then left. Pause here. Your heel, so bring your feet close together here, so your heels are touching. Your heels are gonna spin off to the right. Your right hand is supported underneath you. And you're gonna take a gentle side plank. Now, option here to have a block underneath you so you can kind of plant your hand, or you can put your left foot down on the ground in front. You can drop the bottom knee, whatever you feel is comfortable for you this morning. But from your side plank, we're just gonna hold it for really 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently come back to your center plank. And then same thing, other side. Your heels will kick over to the left. You'll balance on that left arm. Think of one straight line from your heel all the way to the tip of your head. In your side plank, we're here for 5. Breathe. 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to your center plank. Move this block out of the way. Shift forward and move through your low push-up. Inhale, forward facing dog. Exhale, push back to your down dog. Big inhale here. Exhale, open mouth. Inhale. Exhale. Your next inhale, you'll come up on your toes. Maybe you try and hop this time if you didn't do it before, to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Bend the knees, slowly roll up to stand. Your arms come high. And then your hands will come to heart center. Let's take a quick drink, and then I'll walk you through the next sequence. You guys doing okay? You with me? Okay, sweet. So, this next one, we've done this before. It's kind of like pose balance, pose balance, pose balance. So options for blocks here, because we're gonna be moving into a bunch of single leg balances, like half moon, standing split, and revolved half moon. So if you want those available for you, definitely grab them. If you don't need them, you don't need them. So from the front of your mat, feet will come together. You'll inhale your arms high. Exhale, dive the body down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands plant. Step back to your high push-up. You can either push back to your down dog here if you don't like the chaturanga, or move through your low push-up to forward facing dog and push back to your down dog. From down dog, inhale that right leg high. Pull it in, knee to nose. Step on it. It'll come in between your 2 thumbs. Tent the fingers here, you're in your runner's lunge. Think of really activating your legs. Get strong in your legs, and then you'll come up into your high lunge. Arms are high, gaze is forward. As you inhale here, exhale, open warrior 2. Nice. Your left hand will come to your right hip. Your left hand will come to your left hip. Your right arm will come up high as you reverse your warrior. And then you'll shift forward, take your side angle, right elbow to your right knee, left arm will spin up and over that left ear. Nice. Stand into that back leg. Beautiful. These look good, you guys. From here, maybe you kind of wiggle that back leg a little bit closer, like heel toe it. My instructor always describes this pose as like, you're like a hermit crab, like ready to like spring forward. So as we move forward into half moon here, I don't want you to think of kicking because that's gonna really mess your balance up. Think of someone pulling like a string, your heel up. So we'll do it together, we'll do it again. Ready? So you're from your half moon, we have all this energy here. Gently shift forward, someone's pulling that left heel up. Nice, you guys. Option for a block under that hand, under that right hand. These look so good. Big inhale here. Exhale, you can reset, come back to your warrior two. Beautiful. Big inhale. Look at your left leg, bend it, and step it forward a little bit. So your feet are parallel, it's like you're walking. Yeah, there's like 1.5 feet in between, 2 feet in between your legs. Roll the shoulders back and shake your hips out. Now, keep a bend in your knees here. You'll shift the hips backwards as you move forward into your pyramid pose. Hands can come to blocks here. And I super recommend a bent front leg. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. And then if you have blocks, maybe move them forward. We'll shift forward into standing split. That left leg reaches up. And don't even think about like what you have in your head as a split. Just think of activating your butt, pulling that leg up. Nice, you guys. Foot will come back down to the ground. And your left hand will come to the inside of your right foot. Bend your knees. Maybe bend them all the way to the ground. Pick up your ribs and put them over your right thigh. And as you straighten the legs, you're in revolve triangle. My right hand is on my right hip. From here, that left leg is going to come up in the air again for revolve half moon. I recommend a block underneath that left hand. Shift forward, weight comes into the right foot. That left foot kicks back, flex and kick into the wall behind you. I super recommend using a block here because you can push into it and start to get that revolution through your hips. Nice. As you exhale, release, you can just come back with your, just make your way to your tabletop, actually, from here. Take that same little swishy, and then when you're ready, tuck your toes and step back and push back to your down dog. Good job, you guys. This is a hard sequence. When you're ready, that left leg will inhale high. Pull it in, knee to nose. Step on it. From your runner's lunge, get your feet right. Maybe your back foot moves out a little bit to the right a little bit. And then you'll move up into your high lunge. I'm going to face this way so you guys can see me. From high lunge, open up, warrior two. Nice. Your right hand will come to your right hip, left arm extends up and high as you reverse your warrior. Beautiful. And then as you exhale, shift forward, take your side angle. Left arm spins up towards, right arm spins up towards that right ear. Think of creating space in that left shoulder, so don't sink into it. Really push, give yourself that room here to get long in your side body. Nice, you guys. Now, this is that hermit crab. So I'm gonna heel toe my right foot a little bit closer in. Think of using the strength of your legs and the strength of your side body, because this is all pulling up, right? I'm gonna move back a little bit so I don't go through my wall. Shift forward, that right leg flexes into the wall behind you as it comes up into half moon. These look good, you guys. Good job. Big inhale here. Exhale. Plant, replant the feet. Here in warrior two. Look at the back leg, bend it and step on it. Move it forward a couple feet so your feet are parallel, like you're going for a walk. Shake your hips out, and then roll your shoulders back. Keep a bend in that front left leg, even in your back leg. And you'll shift your hips back like you're taking a hinge. Your hands will come down to blocks or to the mat as you take your pyramid pose. Relax the tension in your neck. From here, your hands will move forward, maybe like a foot. That right leg will lift up, standing split. Replace the right leg and just bend your knees. Come all the way down. Nice. From here, we're going to do that same revolve triangle prep. Pick your ribs up and place them over your left thigh. My right hand's coming to the inside of my left leg. Start to extend and lengthen the legs. Your right ribs will rotate towards the left. Left hand is on my left hip. Revolve triangle. Maybe your right hand moves forward a couple feet, option for a block here. You'll shift forward, that same kicking and flexing motion. That right leg will extend, flex into the back wall behind you. And maybe you press into the block or the floor or your shin, wherever you're balancing from. Try and rotate your left ribs more towards the right. Your right ribs more towards the left. You can gently replace the foot when you're ready. And you'll come into your tabletop position. Take a little cat-cow, inhale. Drop the belly and exhale, push round. And then push back to your down dog. We'll flow through vinyasa, shift forward to your high push-up. Lower down, low push-up. Inhale, forward facing dog, and then push back to your down dog. I'm going to switch back this way. Inhale that right leg high. Pull it in, knee to nose. And then step on it. Come up into your high lunge. Open warrior two. Left hand comes to left hip, right arm comes high, reverse your warrior. Then you'll cartwheel the hands down, back into your runner's lunge. Option to take a block here again, or you can not use a block. My left hand's coming to the inside of my right foot. We'll take that twisting lunge again. Right arm high. Hand will come back down, surround the front feet. And then we're gonna put the weight in the left hand, you guys, and take your side plank. So the heels come off to the side, side plank for 3, 2, lunge. You with me? Step back to your three-legged down dog. And then you're going to pull that right leg in, knee to nose. Bring the knee over to your right elbow, left elbow, and then think of kicking your foot wide. Yes. So like cross it through between your back leg and your left arm, and then sit on your butt. Nice. We're in Fallen Warrior. So from here, I don't care about your back leg. Keep it bent. Think of flexing into that front right foot. Yes. Pick up your hips and think of like that same cue that I give, like pull your leg back into your hip socket, pull your leg into your hip socket, and think of your left elbow coming down to the ground first. In front of you. Yes. How's that feel? Good? This is literally my favorite pose, I think, in all of yoga. Maybe your right elbow comes down too. And maybe you use your elbows to kind of like pull yourself out of your hips. Think of getting long through the spine and long through the crown of the head. And when you're ready, you can swing back into your down dog, however makes sense for you. And we'll repeat it on the other side. Inhale, that left leg high. Pull it in, knee to nose. And then you'll step on it. Come up into your high lunge. Open warrior two. From warrior two, you'll reverse your warrior. Left arm comes high. And then cartwheel your hands down, back into that high lunge. Right hand will move to inside of left foot. Take that twisting lunge here. Nice. Left arm's high. Replace the hand, and your right hand will come back where it's supposed to be, underneath your shoulder. Shift onto that outside of the heel, move into your side plank. Yes. For 3, 2, 1, come back to your runner's lunge, left leg in front. And then kick it back up to your three-legged dog. Pull it in, knee to nose. And then your knee will move over to your right elbow. Kick out that foot, extend it, and then just sit on your butt. Nice. Think of flexing through that left foot and pulling your hip back into your hip socket. And then maybe your right elbow comes down to the ground. Nice job, you guys. And maybe you use your elbows again to kind of like pull the spine long. When you're ready, you can swing back to your down dog. And you can shift forward into your high push-up. Just wash it out with a vinyasa. Move down through your low push-up into your forward facing, and then push back to your down dog. Knees will gently touch down. And let's make our way to a seat. From here, feet are flat on the ground, and just roll back. We'll take a couple supported bridges. So if you have a block or a book or something, you can have that with you. I love a supported bridge, but I'll give a couple options today. So walk your feet close to your hands so you can kind of graze them and get long in your spine. So maybe you pick your hips up and like literally pull them down. So you're not arching into your back. Think of pushing into the feet, the front and the bottom ribs come together as you take your low bridge. Interlace the hands underneath your low back and then roll your shoulders underneath you. See how like much of your shoulders you can get underneath you. And with your hands interlaced, sit on your wrists. Maybe your fingers come apart. Mine always do here. And it's just a really nice like wrist and forearm and chest opener. Breathe deep into this one. Big inhale. And exhale. When you're ready, you can lift the hips up and remove the hands. Maybe your hands come to prayer on your forehead. Kind of relax that out. Maybe you massage into the forehead a little bit with the knuckle of your thumb. And on your next breath, your hands will come back down, palms face flat into the mat. Press into the hands, press into the feet. You'll take one last bridge here. Hips will come up. Think of the tops of the thighs getting long, extending over your toes. Gently lower the hips to the ground. And you'll pull the knees in this time. Your right foot will cross over that left thigh bone. Take a figure four on your back here. And when you're ready, you can switch it out. Your left leg will clear the right thigh bone as you take your figure four on the other side. Hug the knees into the chest and look them off to the left for your supine twist. Maybe you look long over that right arm. Inhale your knees through center. And then exhale, come off to the right this time. Hips might move over a couple inches to give yourself space. Maybe you gaze over that left arm. into center. Give yourself one last big squeeze, and then extend the legs wide for our final resting pose. Palms can be faced up. Roll the shoulders open. Savasana. When you're ready, and only when you're ready, maybe you start to introduce some movement back into your fingers. Maybe into your ankle, some ankle circles. And then you'll hug your knees into your body for one last big squeeze. And then curl over to the side. And use the strength of your arms to push yourself up to an easy seat. You can keep your eyes closed, you can keep them open. I'd like for you to sit tall this morning. Roll the shoulders back and bring your hands flat across your chest. Take a big inhale through the nose, hold it at the top. Take another sip in. Maybe you take one more. Exhale, side out. Bring your palms together at your heart center. Guys, thank you so much for sharing your practice with me. I look forward to every Friday, and I hope you bring some of the light that you brought to the mat this morning into your days and into your weekend. Namaste.